and you go to the next one.
Yeah.
So it didn't feel like a lot until the next, like, at night, you're like, oh my God. But
Yeah, you finally stop moving.
I was driving.
everything's all tingly.
Yeah.
But the next day, woke up, went to the gym, we're back at training, meeting with Todd. Like, no hangover, we're dehydrated, no headache, you don't feel bad, like, not bloated.
No weird text messages or phone calls to anybody.
Like, nothing. It was just like nothing ever happened the next day. I was like, oh shit, this is awesome. So, but that was our discovery day, and that was super cool. And then you go back a couple more times for training after that. But that's how we like got involved with it, was going to one. It's not there anymore. It's closed. But there used to be one in Denton, and that's we literally almost completely 100% stopped drinking as soon as we went there. And so after spending like $10,000 in like 4 or 5 months there, we were like, yeah, we should probably open one of these closer to us. Like, this would be fun. But that was like our introduction. Yeah.
We bought in real hard.
Yeah. Obviously. Yeah. I mean, if it has that effect on you, obviously, then people start reevaluating their relationship with alcohol in general, which people are starting to do more of that now, as you're seeing the non-alcoholic section in grocery stores and liquor stores are far bigger than it used to be.
Yeah.
And most restaurants you go to now will have like
actual options.
It's like beer and non-alcoholic beer.
And now they're starting to make mocktails, so
And it's not just for pregnant people or
Right.
people
It's
who
more
are
inclusive.
more alcoholics.
Yeah.
It's just for regular people who like, oh, I don't feel like drinking tonight, or no, I'm going to be the DD, so I'll be responsible. And you can still have great stuff like Athletic Brewing killed it.
Athletic Brewing is pretty good.
Their stuff actually tastes like the beer it's supposed to.
So the best one by far is zero alcohol Guinness. The non-alcoholic Guinness tastes exactly like a regular Guinness. Like, you could not tell the difference if you didn't look at the can.
And then if you get it on tap, it's even better.
Well, I think any Guinness on tap.
Yeah.
I wonder if they have the proper pours over in Ireland.
We went there.
That was, they have it almost in every bar.
They have it in almost every bar.
The Guinness
0%
Zero.
Guinness.
That's amazing.
Yep. That was the last thing we did before we started doing this. Actually, was went on vacation to Ireland.
That's awesome.
I think that was the last vacation we went on.
That is.
Well, when you buy a franchise, you
Right.
the money kind of goes up. So, how did you guys decide on this location? Like, on this space? Because we're in North Fort Worth right now, and this area is blowing up like crazy.
Best place in North Fort Worth or North Texas to
and
have.
it's like almost a complete separation from the rest of Fort Worth, which is bizarre considering how long and big Fort Worth is. But how did you guys end up on this?
So I went to high school about a mile down the road at Fossil Ridge.
Okay.
So I went to high school there. We lived in Haslett. We live in Haslett, and this area, like, there's not another option over here if you're wanting to be somewhere. Like, if you're wanting to open a business somewhere, you don't really think it would be stupid to go somewhere else. So this was like my number one choice. And we did look at like other towns and like other areas, but I was researching like median income in the area, like median age. Like, we took into account there's a HEB opening up across the street.
Saw that.
Yeah.
And that is like, that has its own fucking cult like behind it that just follows it around everywhere it goes. So they actually increased the rent here like 2 months after we or the month. It might have been the month we signed our lease. They increased rent like $5 a square foot because of HEB.
Of course.
Because that's what HEB does.
Yeah.
So when I was like, okay, we have an HEB. Median income's like $120K a year. Average age or median age or whatever is like 30 to 38.
Yeah.
Like, this is exactly where we need to be. So like, why would you go somewhere? Why would you go anywhere else, essentially? Like, highest traffic, this is where everybody comes to, like, dine and shop and do anything. So, and it's worked out pretty well because we have the highest ticket average in the company.
And then,
Congratulations.
Awesome. Not only that, but, like, this space particular felt like, to me at least, God's, like, pushing it in front of us.
Yeah, there was a bar built when we walked in.
It was.
Like, the bar was already there.
It was being built into a juice bar. And they lost their funding halfway through, and so the bones were here. And like, that drop down was there, the skeleton of the bar was there, so
we came in with a sawzall and like cut off this right here. Like,
here.
it had some crap that was on the side, and it was cut that all off and just made this. But as soon as I saw this, the contractor was asking us like, "Oh, are we gonna?" I was like, "Nope, like, fucking leave that because we're gonna put like a couch there and put lights in. Like, this is exactly they wanted to tear this thing out.
Oh,
It was
no.
like,
No,
that'd be
this is perfect.
Yeah.
that's ridiculous. So,
Yeah.
but the bar was already there. It didn't have a top or like the wood or anything. It was just like the frame of the
skeleton.
bar.
Right.
But everything else was like we just walked. Like we were sitting in the Denton location, the old Denton Kava Culture.
Yeah.
And it popped up. I was like, "Meh, I'm gonna go look at that place tomorrow," and set up the meeting with the real commercial real estate agent. And he met me over and just walked in. And I took a video. I was like, "Yeah, we should probably just sign a lease on
Yeah.
this place."
Yep.
So, but yeah, I don't think there's any reason to even like. There's other different. Obviously, if you don't live like if you live an hour and a half away, like, that's where you're gonna look.
Yeah.
But if you're in this area, this is the first place you should be looking to
Yeah.
start. Like this is where everything's at.
No, you've had it.
Or coming, yeah.
Or coming to, yeah, and all the development. I mean, there's 7,000, I think, more houses are getting developed in the Hassel development.
Yeah.
And then there's another, Saginaw is like probably about the same as far as like what's left to be developed. It's just gonna get busier. Like that's all. It's just gonna get
And you're
busier.
not far from the speedway either.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which again is just that's so.
The other thing we really wanted that we noticed with all the locations in Florida is they're right next to, or not necessarily next to, but they are right close to food because we don't serve food.
Right.
So
You're sandwiched like you're
right,
literally
there's
have
around
Greek
you.
restaurant,
amazing restaurants
Keeks
here.
egg rolls,
Yeah.
which is ridiculously good.
Bangkok Thai
garlic
food
chicken
is
noodles,
so
fantastic.
good.
Bangkok I eat at least 3 times a week.
Yeah. We had lunch there.
There you go.
Yeah, seriously, you got McAllister's right there, and like Keeks and the Bangkok. If you tell them like we're at Kava, or if you call your order and say, "Hey, we're at Kava Culture," they will bring your food over to you. Like
Yeah.
you don't even have to leave. So we wanted a place
Yeah,
where,
pretty much.
because like what's if you're not serving food, what's the first thing that's going to get people out of here on like a Friday night? Like, all right, I'm hungry. You want to tab out and go leave? No, just order from there. They'll walk it over to you, and
Or bring it in.
yeah,
Whatever.
or bring in your own food. Like we used to just go get sushi and drive up to the Denton bar and sit down. Like you can, nobody cares. You can bring in whatever you want.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
That's
So
good
that
you-
was part of the like decision for this
Yeah.
place.
I mean, it's good you allow that too because there's certain places, other bars or whatever, they're like, no outside food or whatever. But like you said, you don't want people to leave. Just
No, we
have
welcome
fun
it. We put the menus for all of our local restaurants up so that people can get it easily. Like, we want to support them as much as we want
Right, that's the other thing.
to
is
be
you're-
supported.
You're all supporting each other. You're all in this together.
Yeah.
And we do a neighbor discount for anybody in this area.
Yeah.
Cool.
So like the guys at NutriShop over there, that is NutriShop Fort Worth, I believe is the location name. And they give us a discount, or NutriShop Alliance.
Yeah.
So like they hook up when I go buy like protein powder there, they give me a discount. When they come over here, I give them 20% like neighbors discount. So,
Nice.
and they come over pretty frequently and get
Yeah,
stuff.
they've been awesome for us. Like, we have really
They
good
sent us a ton.
neighbors
Yeah,
around us.
NutriShop was like the first 2 months we were open. Like it was probably because of NutriShop. So.
Yeah, seriously, they walked people over here.
Yeah, they would
They're
like,
like,
they
"Let's
would
go get a
bring
drink."
people over here. Yeah.
amazing.
So we owe the first 6 weeks. To NutriShop.
Pretty much.
Well, so for people who don't quite understand what Kava is, some people might think of the Spanish sparkling wine, but it's Kava with a K.
Yep.
Can you kind of go into explaining what Kava is for people who have not heard of it?
Yeah. You want me to do it?
You can explain it. I'm gonna go get another drink.
Okay. So kava comes from the Polynesian culture,
Yeah.
and it's derived from the root of a pepper plant. Because of that, it has a bit of a tingling sensation on your tongue or the back of your throat when you drink it, and might give you that little numbing feeling. It also has an earthy flavor to it, but it hits on your GABA receptors, so it gives you just this natural calm and relaxing. Some people say it helps them with anxiety, depression, but it's like magic. Like that, I mean, we make that joke, but it really is. Like I personally, it's one of my favorite things that we serve here. My job tends to be a little bit stressful, and so kava is one of those things that I can have, and there's no impairment. You know, you're safe to work and function and all that stuff, but it gives you that just chill. And I always make it as like, when I feel like life is coming at me really fast, it slows it down to where I can like take stuff on a little better. But so that's kava, and then we also have our elixirs, which are from the Mutragina speciosa plant. Real fancy term for it's part of the tea family. Like essentially, it's a tea, but it's from Southeast Asia. it's used medicinally over there, and there's different veins of it, and so I always kind of compare it to how people, or how you might see like different peach trees. They're all peach trees, but they might look different or taste a little different. Same thing with our elixirs, except the different veins have different effects on the body. So our green vein hits on your dopamine receptor and gives you a natural mood boost. White vein helps with mental clarity and focus. So some people use that as an alternative to coffee because it doesn't give you the jitters and doesn't like hit you real hard on the up and then hit you real hard on the down, you know? It's more of a gradual. The red vein is a selective opioid agonist, and so instead of binding to all the opioid receptors, it more like says like tickles or stimulates some of them, and so it gives you muscle relaxing and can help some people for aches and pains. And then yellow vein is similar to pre-workout and helping with strength and stamina.
Right.
So my personal favorite for pre-workout is I'll do 2 scoops yellow, 1 scoop of white.
Yeah, she was saying that earlier.
Yep, and that's my like perfect mix to go have like a solid session. And then I'll do that in one of our mixed drinks. So like we have Rappleberry Crush that has an ounce of honey, so it gives me those like quick, glucose of going and get my workout in. But it's not like real heavy on calories or anything like that. And
You're
then
not carrying a brick in your stomach.
exactly, yeah. And then I actually do our peanut butter cup as a post-workout. I'll put protein powder in it from NutriShop that we have, and we carry that here in the bar. So we have a bro latte.
The protein bro latte.
Yeah, that we'll make, or like I'll do it in the peanut butter cup because it has the PB2 powder or whatever.
Nice.
And then I'll put like some red for my muscles and some green or something for my mood. And then we also have Kana, which is from Southwest Africa. That one's a succulent plant, and so they would take that on long treks because they would help deter thirst and hunger. And then it also gives you like this elevated mood, which is what we use it for.
Right.
And then supposedly at the end of the trek, it had the aphrodisiac effects. So it was good for returning home.
Yes.
Yeah. And then we have our deltas on tap as well. We have Delta 8 and Delta 9, which give you an elevated feeling. Delta 8 tends to be the one that people like for their nightcap. Delta 9 is more of the socializing one. But yeah, and then there's different types of kavas that we carry that are from different islands because each one's named after the island it comes from.
Tongan is the most popular by like a mile.
Yeah, it's
Tongan's very strong. Very strong.
Yeah,
And all of our stuff is like brewed correctly, traditionally.
Yep.
Like everything's double strained the way it should be. And like since we got Tongan, it's like now we can't order enough Tongan.
Yeah.
It's always gone.
So kava has 2 main categories of heady and heavy. Heady is more of that like social euphoric uplift feeling, and heavy is more the body relaxing. And so our Solomon is the heady. We have Vanuatu is more heavy, and then like he was saying, Tongan is a heady, but it's so strong that people get the heavy effects of it, and so they get like that social uplift, but they also get the body relaxing with it. So it's been a big hit since we got it.
That's awesome.
Yeah, Tongan. I mean, it's 2.5 to 1, like versus everything else. Like we'll brew 3 batches of Tongan for every like 1 batch of Solomon.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
So what has kind of been the reception been like from people around here, and then I guess how far out have you had people come to check you guys out?
Weatherford for sure, which is over an hour.
Yeah.
I know we've had people from Dallas, and I know because there's the Kava bar that was over in Dallas, and we've had some of their customers. That's an hour and 10 minutes like northeast of here.
Yeah.
And we've had some of their people come over and like, yeah, it's not even a comparison. Like this is so much better than everything that's up there. Like it's not even the same ball game.
Yeah.
So we have people that have those bars up in Denton and Dallas that are coming here now. They're making the drive because this is just blows everything else away.
Yeah, we have people seek us out. Like there are people visiting from Florida because kava bars are much more prevalent there. And so we've had several people come and are stoked. They're like, I can't believe there's a kava bar here, There's some that like are training for American Airlines, and they'll take an Uber or something and come here during their training week to get some kava before they go back.
That's cool.
Yeah, it's been pretty neat.
We have a couple of regulars that moved here from Florida and like literally walked in with their Kava Culture tumblers from like the Winter Springs bar, the Bonita Springs bar, And they're like, oh my God, I never thought I'd find a Kava Culture in Texas. So like, we're the only one that's outside of Florida, man. Like, come on in.
Yeah.
And now, like, one of the guys is sitting right behind me, actually. He's here 7 days a week.
That's cool.
And then we have another...
Multiple times a day sometimes.